I used visual effects and my Link cosplay costume to recreate this epic scene from the first Breath of the Wild trailer. So I opened Blender, deleted everything, took a cylinder, scaled some stuff and made some different shapes and stuff and made the body, then extruded the leg and stuff. And don't worry, that wasn't actually the real model, I just didn't record when I modeled the actual one. Then I made all these armor plates and I put them on top of the leg and then paired them to the armature so that I can animate them. And then I did some inverse kinematics rigging modifier stuff, make it easier to animate, and I copy pasted the leg and now the guardian looks a lot better. Then I modeled the main body armor really fast and cut out some details with the knife tool and then extrude them. And then added some of these round details and stuff down there and extruded those as well. Then I put some materials on a little fast, and here is the first scene I was going to add the guardian to. And here is the second. So I used this app called Blender Track to film the scene and then import the track into Blender. And then I animated the guardian running up to me on this plane, which represents the hills that I'm standing on in the video footage that I imported and used when I animated the guardian. And then I used this plane to cast a shadow from the guardian and put that into the render. And then I did some compositing to combine the render with the video footage, and here is how it turned out. There's just the one problem that the guardian runs straight through me, so I use this AI thing to easily green screen myself out of the video footage, and I basically did that for 2 frames or something, and then the AI program did the rest, which is really nice. Then I just imported the render as the background, and this is how it turned out. So then it was on to the next scene, which is a little bit harder because I added a bunch of different shapes and stuff with emission shaders to make the laser effect. And of course animated the guardian and added some point lights and stuff to cast the light onto the plane, which then it looks like it's the laser is casting light onto the real environment. And then I searched up some YouTube tutorial on how to do an explosion and did some color ramping nodes and stuff in the shader editor before I composited everything and put everything together using a green screen, this time in Blender, and keying node that is, and then I animated some red values and stuff to make myself more red when the explosion hits. So. And then I used a mask as well to remove the forest in the background, and then with everything put together, this is how it turned out. And then I realized that I needed a shot where I actually shoot it, so I needed to put myself up in the air, which I did back in runway, and painted out myself and then save 2 separate green screen layers and animated them together to make it look like I'm jumping, and then I rendered the explosion from a different angle but in Blender a little fast, and put that on top as well. And now here's everything, and we skip to the visual effects part. Now that turned out quite cool, and if you want to see how I made Traveler's Bow, go check out this video on my other channel, and subscribe here because I have a lot of cool stuff coming soon.